Hello everybody! So today I wanted to make a video talking about some Swiss slang and teaching you some Swiss slang in the process. But before we get into that though, are you new to my channel? Welcome! My name is Janice and I make videos talking about languages, language learning. I've made videos about German versus Swiss German. I've made videos talking about Korean, learning Korean, living in Korea, living in Switzerland and what's it like. And if any or all of that sounds interesting to you, why not stick around? Before we get any further into today's video, I wanted to say a quick thank you to today's sponsor, italki. Having personally used italki for over a year myself, I'm very excited about collaborating with them. In case you haven't heard of italki before, italki is an online language learning website which will connect students and teachers through video chat. Are you a university student whose classes can change very quickly? Or are you an office worker who just wants to brush up on some language skills? italki is a fantastic place for that. You can select the time and dates you're available and check the availability of teachers with a few clicks. This was very helpful to me as I was a full-time graphic designer with not that much free time on my hand, but I still wanted to learn a new language. Another reason why I like italki is because it's affordable to me. When I was first looking into language schools around me for learning Korean, I was very shocked and surprised with how expensive these classes were. italki has different types of teachers, and with different types of teachers come different price ranges. The teachers on italki will customize their lessons to fit your needs and wants. They will adjust their lessons and their teaching styles to fit your best learning method. italki also offers very niche classes, for example, business English, French for tourism, and even Swiss German, which that one can be very hard to find classes for, seeing as it's not a real language and more of a dialect, but luckily italki doesn't discriminate. With italki you can have one-on-one real-time lessons with a teacher of your choosing. My teacher helped me become a lot more confident in my speaking, reading, listening, and writing ability. Especially the speaking and writing ability, she helped me with a lot. And I feel like that those two are one of the hardest ones to master, especially the speaking. By using the link in the description or in the top pinned comment, you'll be able to get $10 extra credit with your first purchase on italki. And for transparency's sake, you would also be supporting me and my channel. So why not give italki a try? Get it? Why not? go.italki.com/Janice. That's go.italki.com/Janice and get your $10 worth of free credits with your first purchase at italki. But now, let's just jump right into the video. A little disclaimer before I start this video and talking about Swiss slang. Swiss slang is very much influenced by English. So a lot of English internet slang is actually also used in Swiss German. However, it is then Germanified. And it's awful. English slang that's popular in Swiss German, mega nice. That's not even slang, but we will say it as you slang. Done, to be done with something. Not in the sense of, oh, I finished it, but in the sense of, I can't deal with anymore. Ich bin so done mit dem. Awkward. Das ist mega awkward gsi. Vibes is definitely a big one. Crush, hast einen Crush auf ihn. Lit is used, but they will pronounce it more Swiss, so it's not lit, it's lit. If you're talking about the LGBT community, you will be talking about labels, but a lot of people will just say label. Ich weet ja nicht alles labelen. And the last one that a lot of my friends use is literally. Du hast das literally gestern gemacht. But now let's get into some actually Swiss German slang. The first Swiss slang word that we have is the word Bünzli. Bünzli is a person who is either very conservative or grew up in the countryside. Switzerland is the best country, nothing can change my mind. That's the sort of mindset a Bünzli will have. Another example for a Bünzli would be a person who invites you very excitedly to their village's carnival, where they will party with their neighbors. A Bünzli would also be a person who is very much strict on the rules. He wants to not break any rules. If the rules are established in Switzerland, then those are the correct rules and everybody should follow them. You could also describe somebody as Swiss as a Bünzli if they are very stereotypically Swiss. They will have a house in the Alps that they will visit in summer and in winter for the purposes of hiking and skiing. They will knock on your door after 10 p.m. because you're taking a shower. It says in the rules of the house that you're not allowed to shower after 10 p.m. That's kind of the Bünzli vibe. It's more of a derogatory term. The next one we have is Landei. A Landei can be pretty much one-to-one translated into country bum. It's a person who never really has been into the city, who has also closed-minded views, loves living in the countryside, enjoys the nothingness. In English, if you translated the word one-to-one, would be a cabinet. A cabinet. In Swiss German, Hoste. Describing a person as a Hoste implies that this person goes to the gym a lot. They work out, they're building up muscle, they are of a bigger stature, like they are muscular. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Swiss people would describe him as a Hoste. He's a big guy. Exact opposite for somebody who's a Hoste is a Lauch. You can translate Lauch into English and it would also mean leek. It's a vegetable and it's a slang term. The slang term is that you're a wimpy little skinny kid. I can't think of any celebrities off the top of my head who I would describe as a Lauch, but if I think of any, you will be seeing the picture slideshow right over here. If you want to call your friend a bit of a dumbass without actually insulting them, you can call them a Globey. Globey has been described as the Mickey Mouse of Switzerland. It's a childhood staple for many Swiss children. He's a blue bird wearing red checker pants and a little beret. He goes on many adventures. There's books with him, there's audiobooks with him, there's radio plays, if you know what that is. I had to Google translate that word. There are many different media outlets with him, and he's very popular child character. But in Swiss slang, if you want to call somebody a bit of a dumbass, a bit of an airhead, you would call them a Globey. It's not an incredibly rude thing to say to somebody. It's not exactly rude, but it's not polite. There's definitely ruder things you can call a person than Globey. Globey is along the lowest of the ranking words that you can call somebody, to call them a dumbass. When I first heard the next word, I was very confused as to what the meaning of it is, as I had never heard of it before. The slang term in question is Babo. Babo in Swiss German slang means boss, the top guy, the most popular kid of this group. Babo. This word makes me kind of chuckle in hindsight now that I know more Korean, because Babo in Korean means dumbass. So now every time I go to Switzerland and I hear people calling each other Babo, "Si, Babo," I'm just kind of chuckling to myself because to me it just sounds like they're calling each other dumbass. The next one I personally used very frequently when it was very relevant. It's still relevant, but the usage has died down a little bit. When I was reminded of it, I was like, no, I definitely need this in my video. It's to say, sorry star. It's sort of a sarcastic way of saying, oh, I'm so sorry, your highness. It's very effective in undermining the other person's status. It's sort of used when your friend is reacting in a very dramatic sort of way for something that was very minor. You could also use it if your friend is bragging about a social media accomplishment. Let's say they got 100 likes on a photo and they're like, oh my god, I got 100 likes. Okay, sorry, stop. One that I personally really like to use a lot, maybe a bit too much, is a colleague. It just translates to buddy in English, but you wouldn't use buddy as a slang term for your friends. If you wanted to use it in a slang way, you would say it in the exact same tone of voice that I'm about to show you. Colleague. Buddy. It's sort of to show exasperation, but also worry in a sense. It's sort of to tell your friend to like take it down a notch, but it can also be used in various other situations, which I cannot think of right now and it's driving me insane. Use it in a way of saying, oh my god, colleague, what a dude. After I saw the following slang term on a Swiss meme website, I have not stopped using it, and I will continuously use it until the day I die. It's the word Schnuggibole. I don't even know how to describe it. It's Schnuggi and Bole. To translate it into English, it kind of means something along the lines of like cuddle bun, cuddle ball, a ball of cuddle. Schnuggibole. Schnuggibole sounds like an endearing nickname for a romantic partner. However, I like to use it with my friends in a sort of condescending, like you are the love of my life sort of way. So I will call everybody around me Schnuggibole if I really like you, but I will only use it in a sarcastic term. So it's kind of like saying, oh hon, are you alright? But you would only use Schnuggibole in sarcastic ways, because if you use it as an actual nickname for somebody, I feel like that would be way too cringy. So personally, I only use it in sarcastic ways. Most likely I would also use it in a funny voice, so instead of saying Schnuggibole, alles okay, I would say Schnuggibole, alles okay. I sound insane. If you want to tell somebody to calm down by means of Swiss slang, you would tell them to Abba Father. Einfach Abba Father. It just means take it down a notch, calm down, stop being so stop being up here and start coming down to here to a normal level. If you translated it word to word into English, it will be to down drive, but that makes no sense. If your friend is being extremely loud in a store, you would tell them like, hey colleague, Abba Father. Or you would say, Schnuggibole, Abba Father. I would once again like to thank italki for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to take the incredible chance of receiving $10 worth of italki credits with your first purchase, go to go.italki.com/Janice. That's go.italki.com/Janice. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can stick around till when I make a new one. I hope you drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, and this is the end. Bye!